chance again to Marilyn Hawes, who's got a busy week coming up. She's having a rest today. You can't see it, but she's got her feet up on a stool. And if she falls asleep halfway through, you know why.
No, no, no. I will be having a rest today because it's the rugby. I love rugby. And then it's Leeds playing football, which I'm not a fan of, but never mind. But it's also the end of the Winter Olympics, which I love. I cannot understand curling, but we are in the final. So I don't understand it. I really don't understand the scoring. I don't get it at all. I think the person that actually invented curling must have had a few whiskies when they invented it. It's a crazy thing, crazy.
Well,
But it's a
they're
bit like
heavy, you know.
I think it's a bit like playing bowls, you know.
Yeah, but have you tried lifting one?
Oh no,
My goodness
they're 20 kilograms. They're half the weight of my dog. No, my dog is, I would say, 40 kilograms. So these
me.
stones are 20 kilograms,
Oh,
which
I
I
see. Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't be able to pick her up. I mean, she's a big dog.
A big
She's down
dog.
there somewhere. You'll
Talking
hear her
about
snore. You'll hear her snoring in a minute.
yes. Well, talking about big dogs, let's go to Ed Miliband. We're going to refer to Ed uh, once or twice. He has upset his constituents in South Yorkshire because he's decided to let a big panel scheme going ahead. This is solar panels. 1,300-acre site on prime farmland.
No.
Oh, yes. And that's 650 football pitches. Can you imagine that? Now,
That's horrendous. I mean, someone said to me when there was a whole load that were due to be put up somewhere in Bedfordshire that I suppose it depends on the farming, but if it's animal farming, they can actually walk underneath it. But I don't think you can get a cow walking underneath them. I mean, a sheep may be able to, but if that's actually arable farming, that is absolutely appalling.
it is outstanding quality farmland. And there's a village there called Fenwick, if that's how you pronounce it, because there's some peculiar villages that
Fennec.
get ends and Fenwick. There you go. English language, bless it. And
Yorkshire is Yorkshire.
well, it's still England-ish.
Yeah,
And you've got well, the villagers are up in arms
I'm
because
not
you've got.
surprised.
Well, no, it's more than that. I thought, oh well, quite right, they're up in arms. But it's 50% on one side and 50% on others in Fenwick. 50% of them are owners of the land and they're going to get vast rents and compensation. So the many of the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
farmland,
yeah, yeah. It's all in the Wonga.
farmlands, yeah, exactly. And many, the other 50%, are householders with their own properties, and they've seen their properties already going down in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
value because
Hmm.
it wants to live next to a factory.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And are they being compensated for the drop?
No,
I mean, is this written in stone or is it just one another of his crazy ideas?
it's been passed in their
Oh,
local committee.
goodness sake. Oh, how many backhanders did that?
Well, no, he's done it craftily because he has normally, Mr. Miliband, that is, the power of yes and no. So he's passed it to his Secretary of State or whoever, and they've decided, oh yes, we'll do it on his behalf because it might appear that he's leaning on the system too much. Of course he is, but that's how snide they are.
Oh, they are. But I mean, why isn't, where's the planning department in this? Because that is,
That is holding everything back on house building at the moment. They're too busy doing that. Yes, there has been some easing of the planning, but nowhere near enough, and it depends on individual people. And if you've got a bad one as opposed to a good one,
Mm, mm,
there's your problem. Anyway, it
absolutely.
looks as though it's going to go ahead,
Oh,
unless
awful.
it is the 17th U-turn, and I can see it being the 17th U-turn. Yes.
Well, it should
Okay.
be. I mean, that is just, I mean, 600 football pitches. I mean, that's ridiculous, size of a county.
Well, not far short, is it? No, I'm sorry. It's just utter and complete madness.
Yes,
And it's the net zero thing again. And I'll tell you what's going to come through our conversations in all this. And that is ideology
mm,
overcoming reality
mm,
in the socialist government. They
mm.
don't care about people, in other
No, they
words.
don't.
They
They
care
don't.
about their mad ideology.
Absolutely right.
And bear that in
Absolutely
mind
right.
as we go through things here. And Rachel, the lovely Rachel, has come from her own side, indeed, under attack as being a numpty. She's not a clue. Rachel from accounts is the famous saying. And it's absolutely true. Obsessively left-wing Marxism is what we're being governed by
Absolutely right. That's true.
in UK.
It's true.
And when your own newspapers, I say the left-wing newspapers, The Guardian, The Independent, and several others, big headlines that basically say, Rachel, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Now,
that's right.
that is the beginning of the end when your own turn on you.
What about The Observer? Is that a lefty one? I've never read The
Oh,
Observer.
yes, The Observer
That's
as well.
another one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, she doesn't know. It's just, well, none of them do. None of them do. I call her a numpty. I think they're all numpties. I mean, goodness me. I mean, liability Lammy, he's another one. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
useless.
we got to mention dear old liability very shortly. Oh, I'll tell you what we can mention though, and it's GB News, which we're very normally very positive about, and we still are.
Hmm.
And they've changed the scene, whether people like to admit it on the left or not. They have changed the scene, but I tell you what, they've got to watch themselves, and we've pointed out a number of things. One of them we're going to mention again, and that is they are getting money. Not questionable exactly, but not very professionally. When you see these adverts every 2 minutes that want to send you around the world and or put your money in here and it costs you a fiver a time,
Hmm?
and they must be making a fortune out of that. But it's on every 2 seconds. I exaggerate, but not by much.
Yeah, but no, that's right. I mean, the adverts they have, I mean, they are quite bizarre people that pay to have their adverts on there. Most of them come from Wales. And then you get a random hotel up in Norfolk, and then some other places down in Suffolk, I think it is. They haven't like got. I mean, why would I go to Swansea to exchange some
Well,
gold?
it's local television adverts, actually,
All
is
right.
what they're getting. We can't shout at them for that because the Advertising Association are dastardly stopping its revenue stream.
Oh,
And they're ganging up against them. That's why the adverts are distinctly different from other channels.
oh, I see.
It is wickedness.
Mm.
And these are the blob, the elites that are ganging up against it. So they have to get what advertising,
They can.
and
Mm.
it's usually from their supporters. And they have
Right.
to be in Wales, South
Okay.
Wales.
Yeah.
That's what
Ah,
happens there.
interesting.
There
Interesting.
you go. The one thing I don't like, there are two things I don't like that I'd noticed recently. One, if you want to be a member, you're invited to contribute £5 a month or even £20 a month,
Hmm.
so that you can open their emails that
That's
come to you.
right. Yeah, that's right. I'm not
And
going to
if you
pay.
try and open them, most of them now won't let you unless you pay up.
Yeah, that's true.
Now,
That's absolutely right.
I've done a bit of a deep dive on this one. And if you want to get something decent in publications, like the Telegraph, who go down not into the tabloid basement, but into the thinking men's paper, then it's half price of
Mm.
GB News.
Mm.
Something's wrong there.
And also they do these, they must coin it in when they do these special, the amaze houses that they do, and then the thing they do, like, win a caravan or something, and you'll get also twenty
Yes.
thousand pound cash, and or the holiday somewhere. I mean, they must be coining it in on that.
Oh, that's exactly that. And they do a deal with the caravan manufacturer, of course, so they get
Yeah,
a little bit of
yeah,
out
yeah.
and
And the
advert.
holiday, the holiday one at the moment, isn't it? They're
That's
advertising.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They must
But
make. I mean, honestly, I'd never win anything, so you'd never get me doing it. But they must be absolutely coining it in.
no room for a 40-stone dog
Oh,
or whatever. You couldn't put up with that snoring in the night. I tell you what, seriously though, the thing that is not very professional, in my humble opinion, is the way they get on some very, very good commentators that really know their stuff
they do.
about the state of the nation, about the state of the army, about the state of the police. But you get them on for about 2 minutes and then you rush off to one of these so-called adverts or promotions. The thing is full of promoting my program. And it's boring. It's the same promotion that's been on there for months. Why don't they let the professionals speak out
I know.
long enough to get an interesting program?
They do
we
get
have
good.
to go. We have to go now.
They do get good people on it, and that's the whole thing about mainstream media, though, isn't it? That you only get a few minutes, and that's why when I go on, I literally don't let them draw breath because I know darn well if I stop for a second, they'll jump in, and then it's all about their
Yeah,
opinion.
I have noticed I have a giggle every time. Yes.
You know my game then.
Yes, your game plan is open for everybody now to understand.
Excuse me, but no, I mean, I tell you what, I do think they have got some very on point researchers, I think, because the breaking news is always first on GB News. They have got some they're very on it. I mean, I don't know where they go for their news breaks or whatever it is. I don't know how they do it, but their researchers are really, really sharp.
It's not the Guardian newspaper. I'll give you a hint. Right, we move on before I'm in more trouble. And yes, well, we're going to talk about patient people and impatient people. This is our light-hearted spot.
Right.
Yeah, I warn you, it's not going to be a giggly day today because it has occurred to researchers in various universities that if you're an impatient person, you're going to die earlier. And if you're a patient person, you're going to live longer. And it's been very scientifically done. Well, how can they tell? Well, it's dead easy, actually, because they give a questionnaire out to 1,000 people or how many, whatever. And they say, there's it was in America, where else? There's $100 for you immediately now. But if you wait for 1 month, you can have $120 free. Those that are impatient want the money now because it's in their hand.
Right.
They want to move and spend it. Those that think, oh, that's a good deal, 1 month interest, $120, I'll wait. That defines you between patient and impatient. Oh. It works. I know it sounds potty, but it works. Anyway, scientifically, you are full of telomeres. Now, these are part of your DNA. And actually, if you're very clever, you can tell how short your telomere is going to get in the body. And if you run out of these, you die. And they do shorten as long as you live. They shorten every month or every day, in actual fact. And if you look at the chemical makeup of the body, they react to nervous, impatient people, and it burns more off the end of these telomeres, makes them shorter, and then kaput, you've had it. I thought this is your cheerful one for this week, so enjoy it. So
Mm.
there are other factors involving food, of course, because a lot of these surveys they are too simplistic.
Yeah, I mean,
You
my doctor used to say to me that because uh, I don't sit and sweat stuff. I try not to worry about stuff. And I'm not, that I just say, right, it's out there. That I would live longer because I'm not going to hold in stress and stuff like that, which
yeah,
does screw your body up. That
yes,
like, if something wrong, you'll tell someone that something wrong. You're not going to like hide away in a corner. And that is true. I mean, I don't I don't like confrontation. I'm not down that route, but I will raise a flag if someone's like not, if I'm disturbed by something, I will raise a flag and raise it. I'm not like a wilting lily, but I don't go. Am I impatient? Is it now? Tell me, is there a difference between being impatient and intolerant?
yeah, there is. It's in the longevity and bottling things up that you've mentioned.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, it's very complex. This it's not as simple as
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
$100 or
not
120. You can
because
identify
I
certain things.
I
Um,
would say I'm intolerant of certain things. I'm
yes,
not impatient, but I'm intolerant. So if someone is absolutely inept at their job, then and it's impacting my life or something else, then I will say, do you want to go and get work, work in Aldi or something because you don't deserve to work here? I am intolerant if the people are not professional. I'm intolerant if people are late. And then that's, I suppose that just yeah, but I'm not impatient. I think there is a finite difference.
yes.
Um,
But listen, me and you should have been dead years ago. So don't let. There are many factors involved in all this. Right, we move on to Barclays Bank.
oh, don't.
Yes,
No, I don't
don't.
like them.
Why don't you like them?
I don't like Barclays. I've never liked them. I don't know why, but they've also had a lot of issues, haven't they, in the banking world
They have. That's
for
true.
sort of certain nefarious behaviours.
Well, we've got a problem with many banks, and it comes from the 2008, 2009 debacle in the financial
Mm,
markets. They caused a majority of this. It's all right blaming governments,
mm.
but they made bad investments and they got out of it. And this is the government's fault. The government allowed them to get out of it instead of saying,
That's
go
right.
bump,
That's
you've got
exactly
yourself
right. Yeah.
in this position. And they have got stronger and stronger year by year. And they treat you like everywhere. I mean, we deal with banks all over Europe. And believe you me, the difference between countries and different banks,
Mm, yeah.
you would not believe. I will compliment Santander, who I know well in Portugal.
Yeah, I bank with Santander.
Yeah, in Portugal. They're not bad in Britain. I will not, I can't say, I've got to be careful. We don't want suing again. Santander in Spain is terrifically horrible.
Oh,
And, oh, yes. They are actually completely separate banks, UK, Portugal, and Spain.
lovely.
Particularly, yeah, self-government. I mean, there is a connection, obviously, but they are under various jurisdictions. Barclays used to be very well represented in Spain. Then they closed their branches. That's a great relief. We personally have had nothing but problems. And this last time, I said, look, we're going to do a program on you because we found so many people saying exactly what you said. Let me have a word with your press office. Nothing. They're arrogant in the
Oh,
extreme.
they are. No,
And
they
I'll
are.
give you an example. And this is a personal example, but it mirrors many of our watchers and listeners. And for instance, we had some local monies over the sale of property to put in the bank. What interest will you let me have? And this was last August. And I spoke to a little girl, bless her, who was very helpful. from home, dogs, babies barking. Well, the babies were not barking, but the dogs were. And she tried her best to help me, but she got it wrong. I said, look, can I have the interest rate they were quoting, let me tell you, and this was on a sale of property, was 1%. Yeah, well, oh yes. But when I didn't even get that 6, 7 months later, she put it in the wrong account. She put it in a current account with no. And I sort of said, come on, pay up. I mean, I know it's 1%, but it's 1%. And they wouldn't. And I'm still waiting for the recording of that telephone conversation.
Well, it's
But
amazing how they manage. It's amazing how they manage to misplace those recordings.
all the time. But it gets worse. Their app is appalling. Many apps are.
Yes.
And their website is little better. And when you come to transfer that money to Europe, as an example, our website's perfect, our app's perfect. No, it's not. We build apps. We do know what we're talking about. Well, we are a techie team, and it's appalling. You'll have to transfer it out in bits. You can't transfer the whole lot. Are you going to charge me for transferring it? Yes, about 50 quid. Depends each time. And I've got to transfer this over in little bits. I've not succeeded because the app's not working. But instead of having a lot transferred from one bank to another, gratis, free, nada, then you still got to pay 3, 4, 5, 6 transfers because of their app that doesn't work. Now, that is arrogance.
But
it's typical of what we found with bad banks.
Yeah.
And Barclays, I'm sorry, you've got the accolade of Bank of the Week, bad Bank of the Week.
No, they're not. No, I had a run-in with them and they were arrogant. And then that came up when they were doing stuff that wasn't right, although, as you say, those years ago, and they should have been closed down. They should have been closed down. But I mean, you don't ever get to talk to anyone, do you? It's just awful. You can't, you're just talking to a computer all the time. You can never, I mean, trying to get an appointment with them is for a real person.
No, it's bad in many parts of Europe, to be honest, to get an appointments now. It's worse in Britain and Spain than anywhere
it's terrible.
Those
it's
are two
terrible.
bad countries.
And they are, I think Santander are closing some branches, aren't they? Quite a few branches.
Yep. We move on to another contentious subject. And I think it's a put-up job. Your mate, Prince, ex-Prince, Andrew.
Yes, please, don't tell them that.
And there's only one person that's gained out of this. It's not the king. It's not you. It's not me. It's Starmer. It's the fantastic diversion he's been praying for. And the lovely
this is
Rachel.
So true. As you know, I was on India TV the other day, and I was on with a guy who is very, I checked out his CV. Is a James Marlowe, James J. Marlowe, and he's a very, very high up journalist. And we were talking about the Andrew debacle, and he literally did bring that up. He said, how convenient for Starmer. And, but also it's a smokescreen across everything bad that's going on in the world. Well, all the media are doing is talking about Andrew.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm not saying that this was planned and timed, that, the police timed this, to please Starmer, but it does, it is, and it's still going on. I mean, for goodness sake, excuse me, it is what it is. At the moment, how convenient they can't find anything on him.
He's horrendous. I mean,
it's dreadful.
He's 8th in succession. They're spending all their time now saying, oh, we got to take him out of succession. This is most important. Acts of Parliament. They never go, if they're all on the same flight, which they're not allowed to be, and the plane crashes, yes, he might stand a chance of getting there. But in reality, there's no chance of him
No,
ever
of course
becoming
not.
king.
Of course not. Eighth in line. Absolutely not. I mean, but also, I mean, I was reading up on this because uh, I commented on it last night, but then I read up on it, and if that was to happen, it wouldn't be the king that decides. It would have to be an act of parliament,
Yes.
and it would have to be approved and agreed by the 14 other countries in the Commonwealth where the king reigns. So
Yeah.
they would also have to have a
Australia,
say in it. Yeah, yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
Yes.
And that could raise a can of worms because there are some countries, aren't there, that don't want the monarchy. They want to be a Republican. And so I didn't realize it was as complicated as that, but it makes sense it would be because monarchy across the world has been around for centuries. So it's not as easy as giving someone the sack, is it? You can't just,
So
it's a very, very convoluted thing that they'd have to do.
I have delighted myself in the headlines of some of the tabloid press, of course,
Right.
when the Sun famously shows him being driven back with his two detectives in the Range Rover, and he's looking, well, we won't go. And they made
He
this
looked like a
comment
rabbit
about
in the headlights.
you're sweating now. Yes,
He
that
looked like
was,
a bunny in the headlights, didn't he? He was like, "Ugh."
yeah. I've come across one better. One of our viewers sent me this morning. Ex-Prince Andrew converts to Islam. Please drop all charges. Now, oh dear, are we going to get away with that one? But you can titter at that. But there is truth in that. Unfortunately, we are living in two-tier Britain.
What? Yeah, yeah. I mean, he should, like anybody else, Mandelson, anybody else, everybody and anybody should be appearing in Congress and be questioned by the attorneys. Everyone should be. Not you can't pick and
Yes, get
choose
over
who
to the
goes.
States. You won't get messed around there.
Yeah,
You'll be banged up.
yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? That's why he wouldn't want to go because, yeah, he'd find himself, he would find himself not in a good place. But I have to say, I mean, when I put it out, it was his birthday. I put out on X. I said, "Happy birthday, Andrew! Wow, you have been given the perfect birthday present. Hope you enjoy it."
Yes. And what about the silent partner in all these schemes, Mandy Mandelson? He's gone very quiet, hasn't it?
That's a photograph of him getting into his car in London yesterday. He looks like he's aged 10 years.
Yes, that's
But
true.
also, you see, also what came out yesterday as well, that Andrew had done some sort of deal with Epstein, had managed to do some deal
Yes,
for $1 million thing, of which 40% Andrew was going to get.
it's a scam, and one that's been going in timeshare and other industries. That takes you back for years.
Mm,
You get an eminent person who is there to deliver the killer punch when you're selling something,
mm.
whether it's human beings or whether it's houses. And there he is saying, "Oh, it's a legit thing. It's a good investment. Oh, it's Prince Andrew. He must be a good chap, and we'll trust and believe him." It's standard scam, that is.
Oh, 100%. And but his top aide, his senior aide, well, that he apparently did some secret under the table deal with the Chinese. Well,
Yes,
that had to have come from Andrew. The top aide wouldn't have gone off on one and done it himself like some maverick.
there are millions of pounds at stake here, and not only is the original offence, these are subsidiary offences.
Yes, yes.
I mean, choosing not well-known airports, mainly south and east of England,
Hmm.
and shipping these often underage
Yeah,
girls
yeah.
in for sexual purposes. And Andrew was linked with all this. You know, you've got to be so careful because things are being investigated. Charges have not fully come out yet.
But the
They
thing is,
will.
though, I mean, every pilot, every flight has to have by law a logbook.
Yes.
So all they've got to do is gather those up, and there will be the names.
Yes, maybe that's one reason going to the secondary airports. The paperwork is not as it should be, mainly. than the big airports. So let's see how that works out. Let's go on to another fine gentleman that I know you like, Calamity Lammy.
Oh,
And here we are. He's done it again. He's going to push through these jury trials, non-jury trials. And of course, you've got two ways to go here. You've got the jury trial, as always, dating back hundreds of years. Then you've got a judge and two even part-time magistrates deciding your demise. The theory behind this, of course, is to get rid of the 88,000 people waiting. That's astonishing for justice in the court system that exists. And, perhaps you can have a bit of sympathy about that. Slow justice is no justice. But there are things behind this. Number one, the judicial system is cracked and broken. How the elites judges get away with working 3 and 4 hours a day when everybody else is working 8 hours a day.
yeah.
That's the first thing that's got to be addressed. Oh, you came in at 10:30, Mr. Justice blankety blank, and you're going after lunch, a 2-hour lunch? Yes, no. In other countries, when it's needed, they're working weekends and nights.
Yes.
Because in some cases it is needed. And we can't even work an 8-hour, 5-day-a-week shift. That's the main thing that's got to be sorted out before anything else.
Absolutely. They spend half their time going, we're going to have a break. So they go off for a coffee. And then, as you say, then they have the lunch. Then the courts, they don't start till 10, do they? Or sometimes 10:30. And you say some of them finish, some of them, if they think it's going to go on too long, they'll finish it at 3 o'clock and we adjourn until tomorrow. I mean, it's just bonkers. They should be going right through into the evening, and absolutely they should be doing that. I mean, which I don't understand how he can disrupt what has been a centuries old thing in this country with the judges, with the system. How can he, just one person, make this decision? It's surely got to go through the House of Lords, hasn't it?
Well, yes, but there are ways and means, as we all know. The theory behind this is that there will be 2 levels, 2 tiers of justice again. They will think about who is likely to get a 3-year and less sentence. We'll get them to the judge without a jury. Well, who knows? I mean, what do you do? Aggravated rape, aggravated robbery. What do you decide? Oh, it might go for the full length of a trial and this, that, and the other. And no, it's a nonsense. But that's what's behind it. Let's take the lesser cases. But who decides what is a lesser case?
Well, that's it, isn't it? The impact on the person that's been wronged. I mean, that's you can't assess that because everybody is individual. Everybody has different sensitivities and everybody's got different resilience. Everybody's life is different. So you can't do it. I mean, I don't know. Is he still doing this crazy system where people of 18 could actually be, it was people of 18 could be on some sort of panel of
well, yes,
be a magistrate
you
or
could
something.
be a magistrate at 18.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is he still doing that?
Yes.
Oh, crazy. I mean, I'm not being funny. I mean, when I was 18, yes, different. We all were grown up then, but now, gracious me. I mean, they're just, and they don't know enough about life.
So I'll just stop this app and go out and do a bit of magistrating. Yeah, I know. Listen, we've got to move on. Time is going. As we're in Spain at the moment, not Portugal, we'll concentrate on Spain. And there's things happening here. And you might say, oh, it's happening everywhere. Well, maybe it is. Immigration. The Spanish have got a problem. Not as we have in the United Kingdom, I'll tell you. Some people think it's a nice problem. Recent figures coming out. If you go to Barcelona, half the people who are between the ages of 30 and 34, young people, we might say, they're born outside Spain. They're coming in, they're hordes. 50% of the population is young people in this age group that want to live in Barcelona. Now, Barcelona is our local city because we live up the north of Spain as well as south. And it is a go-go city. Lots to do there, and especially with young people. If you're timid about driving, that is the last place, apart from New Delhi in India, that you want to drive. So it is go, go, go. The other strange stat that's come out, the Costa del Sol, which is where we are now, is a big retirement area, lots of hours of sunshine, except this winter when we've had weather like yours, believe it or not, in the lifetime of Spain, never experienced. There'll be a lot going back after this winter. Anyway, it's normal now. And residents over the age of 55 represent nearly half of the residents in the Costa del Sol. But because we are culturally very similar, we're not in many respects, but we are in other respects, and not importing people from North Africa or the Middle and Far East. We shouldn't say Far East because there are certain delightful people are coming from the Far East.
They're lovely. They're lovely. Yeah, no, they are.
They're really clever and really good. But there's districts between the Middle East and there.
Definitely.
And we won't mention names that we frankly don't want and don't need. Well, that's a nicer form of immigration. But if you look at the stats there, actually, that leaves us with 20% of people living in Spain that are not born in Spain. And that is quite a lot higher than Britain. But I repeat, it's the culture that's the problem in Britain.
Oh, for sure.
And not the problem in Spain.
For sure. So where are they coming from again? Where are they coming in from?
All over Europe, obviously, for the winter sunshine. Unless you want 40 degrees in July and August, don't come down here.
So they're actually moving and living and being accepted into Spain.
They are resident in Spain.
Right, goodness.
Some officially and some not officially, but as long as they're bringing in some brass.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Spanish authorities are surprisingly tolerant, not like us. Oh, there's the law. I know you're a millionaire. We don't need. I know you're going to give jobs to all of our people that need them, but clear off. We don't want you because we are slaves to the law in Britain. Spanish are more, flexible.
So these people that are coming, these youngsters are coming in. Are they assessed with what they can bring to the country?
Oh, you have to go through quite a lot.
Oh, you do go. So they're not just arriving and going, "Oh, we think we're going to stay here now."
No. There's a decent amount of bureaucracy, I'll tell you here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Because how long is it you can? Because how long can you be living in Spain before you are a proper, considered a resident?
Well, you've got this 90-day thing throughout Europe.
Right.
You've got to move on Schengen area and all that lot. So that's got to be looked into. And literally, they're quite good at the airport in sussing you out. So if you try it on, you will not be invited to return to Spain or other countries in Europe.
Wow.
For quite a long time if you try and get away with that one.
Well, hello, Keir Starmer.
It can be done, you see. Before we finally leave Spain, can I mention that they've caught the Ed Miliband disease big time? Don't forget Spain. We enjoy a really left-wing government, just as left-wing and even more so than the UK. And they've gone over the top, of course, with the windmills, and they're building their new farm out to sea along the Costa del Sol. Now, at least it will be a minimum of 20 kilometres offshore.
Right.
So they will appear tiny, but that's where they are. They're spending a fortune on it. And it's just like the windmills that we've been covering. off the east coast of Britain, they are costing far more in carbon footprint than
Yeah.
not having them at all.
Yeah.
But you can't talk to people. These ideologues are a menace.
Yeah, they are. I mean, is Ed Miliband building more? Is he in favour of them, or?
Well, they want to keep taxes going on anybody that's drilling in the North Sea, even though that will save our bacon. And actually, latest figures, and you'll like this, is actually if we close down everything in the North Sea now and got our gas from abroad, even as close as Norway, the carbon footprint is nearly twice as much by the time transport is used and other methods of refinery. And if it comes from Russia and even further than Russia, it's a nonsense. This carbon footprint, that proves it completely. It's a nonsense. Don't believe it. Now, we covered last week about the Greenland ice cap that they found 7,000 years ago. People are taking up on this one. If there was climate change 7,000 years ago without any CO2, without any carbon footprint because there was no industry, what have we got now? The whole thing is absolutely for the rich who want to get richer.
Yeah.
Call them globalists, call them elites, call them a blob. That's what it's all about. And people are realizing it. Hooray. And let's hope it gets us off this stupid hook.
No, it's crazy. It is crazy. I mean, Miliband he's a nightmare.
Let's go to somebody that people like growingly, and that's Rupert Lowe. And the reason that Rupert Lowe is liked, even though there is an enmity between Reform and Rupert's party, is I don't know where it's going to land, but I'll tell you what he's done, and it's shame on Britain with all the rape gangs.
I know.
Decades. He's the only one with guts and says,
exactly.
I'm not waiting for a government inquiry. It's a nonsense.
And he raised
my own.
He raised all that money on GoFunding. He raised, a shed load of money, and he's used it well. And he's done enough to actually show the government up. And oh my goodness me, I mean that Jess Phillips, she's just dreadful. Shabana Mahmood, I mean none of them. Why? It's like they just want to. Well, it is. They want to put it under the carpet and hope it all goes away. It's just dreadful. There's no concern.
They do, and there are a number of reasons. One is Labour wants the Muslim vote.
Right.
Can't deny it. It's absolutely plain.
It's transparent. It's transparent.
Yeah. Secondly, the government don't want to pay out compensation, which they will have to be.
Exactly.
This is why the post office is kicked and still being kicked.
Exactly. Yeah.
Talk about moral fibre. There's not a lot in that law. I'll tell you what, though, we're getting a quotation with Rupert Lowe's adventure into the Seine, SANE. People are coming out with one phrase: "It's changed my life forever." Now that's the victims of this, and
absolutely.
they're at last allowed to speak the truth.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's bad enough if your uncle rapes you and abuses you, but this is on an industrial scale.
Yes.
Absolutely horrendous. Some of these girls were raped by 600 men over their childhood.
Yes.
It's just dreadful. And when you look at the men, you just think, they're just disgusting. They really are disgusting.
Shame on all governments, but especially this one.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
It's reached the time when the boil has got to be burst and they are avoiding it. And shame on much of the mainstream media, who remained largely silent over the decades. Shame on the silent government, as we've mentioned. Shame on the NHS, because they know they're in the front line what these girls are suffering.
Absolutely.
Shame on social services, because they know. Shame on the police, They're
Exactly
all
right.
guilty.
Exactly right. And a lot of there were police definitely. I mean, I'm still banging on about my North Shields case, yeah.
Yep.
And that's now I've got Charlie Peters on that now. I mean, I think that they are the one and only media platform that have pushed and pushed and pushed on the rape gangs. They have not let it drop, and neither should they. I mean, it is just awful. But going back to the Muslim thing, did you see? I think Starmer is giving the Muslims 40 million pounds, isn't it, to build more mosques and Muslim schools and what? Where's he getting the money from and why?
Well,
Why
we
when
know where he's getting the money from.
our schools are falling apart,
Yeah.
and that look at that, some of the old churches that are, that are which are steeped in history. I don't know where he gets it from. I don't know where he
Stop
gets the money from.
desecrating our churches. Yes,
It's
exactly
terrible.
that.
It's absolutely dreadful.
We've run out of time. We've got to go, but we can go on the following. And it's mixed news, but we've got to ponder what's happening. A lot of councils are already coming over to reform at a local level. Wait circa until May, and then if that doesn't get you that you're the most unpopular prime minister ever in history, I don't know what will. But he's that thick-skinned, who knows what.
Oh, he's just impervious to anything, honestly. But I saw yesterday, now, which just surprised me, that Dunstable, which has joined to Luton, Dunstable had a by-election and Reform have got in.
Yes, Peterborough had a council election, and second by only 36 votes. So it's close run. The Greens were behind Reform. Now that is the problem. Maybe we will see when the Gorton results come in. And that's a by-election at the end of this month, very shortly, next week, isn't it? And the split vote could cost the right wing, if you like, Reform. Is it right wing? Some people say it's middle right. Wherever it is, we could have a hung parliament between the Greens and forgive me, Greens, but if I look at your manifesto or pre-manifesto, I mean, who would vote for that lot?
I know.
But there's a big audience, especially from the ladies who are that desperate they would never vote Tory or Reform. They would not now vote for Labour, but they maybe vote for the gentleman that can make your breasts grow by, you couldn't write the script, could you? By hypnosis.
My stepdaughter is a Green, lives down in Brighton.
Oh, that's the big green area.
Yeah. Oh, just I can't talk to her about it. It's bonkers, absolutely.
No, listen, there's the clue. You cannot get through to them.
No, I know.
You can't even get any reasonable chat to the leftists.
You can't. I've given up. There's no point. There is no point. It just, oh dear.
Well, it's all part of brainwashing, of course. They get this from primary school through to secondary and especially
university.
Yeah, they are. Oh, what a pickle we're in. And well, we can unpickle it, of course. But sorry, let's have a go at even the Tories. And we have mentioned this before, but it's worth mentioning again very quickly that they say Britain is not broken. I'll leave you with this thought because they think we've got to be positive and we've got to be different from the other parties who say Britain actually is broken. If you don't recognise a problem, you're not going to be able to cure it.
100%. 100%. And you can't say it's not broken. You can't say it's not broken. As you say, as you say, they've done themselves no favors saying that.
No.
Because as you say, if you can't see it, you can't fix it.
No, exactly. We've got to go. Keep saying that. We're going, and you're going to have a busy week. You're going to have a madly busy week with all our techie problems. We're trying to sell. if you're a techie, phone in immediately. We, we will get over them, but there again. Technology does not solve everything, folk. It causes many things.
Gives
And
me, honestly, truly, it gives me a panic attack. I just can't stand technology.
And this leaves us in a big circle. We go back to banking. Oh, you can't speak to anybody human. You've got to speak. I've got to say this because I've been trying to sort out a techie problem for a pal of mine, and he got himself trapped with a local firm in the United Kingdom, and all they want to do is to sell him things. And I said, "You're being ripped off." Because he's not techie in the least. And I said, you're ripping this guy off. Stop it. And I got through to a computer to give me the various options. And I could not tell the difference when a human being actually answered the phone. It was all cliches.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was all young people that worked, because they're good at tech. And I couldn't tell the difference at one stage. And I
No.
thought, is this our future, folks? It may be. Come on, back
Well,
to
this is where
Kalamazoo.
people are falling in love with this chat bot thing, isn't it? They
Oh,
think
no.
they think they're talking to a human being.
Oh, no. I am a fan of AI. I tell you what, it does help me in my
Yeah. No,
investigations
there's
an
a lot.
awful lot.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that there was a guy on the other day about AI actually on the radio, and he was saying he is a special educational needs adult. But he said now he's using AI. He can now cook. He can do all sorts of things. He said it's been an absolute life changer for him.
There you go, you see. But we did cover this in our last program. Beware where the particular AI, they're not all equal, folks.
Yeah.
And when you're getting your information from just the left side of politics or just the right side of politics, even AI gets that wrong sometimes.
Yeah. No, you do have to fact check. You have to fact check. You do,
Fact
definitely.
check. Don't go
Yeah.
to the BBC fact check because seriously, they have one, believe it or not. They obviously don't use it themselves. We're going. We'll
We're
see you
going. Bye
next
bye.
week.
Have a good weekend. Bye
Yes.
bye.